The citizens of the city of Detroit. Citizens of the city of Detroit. City of Detroit. City of Detroit. Consume this body and have us help pay it back because they may feel we didn't do our due diligence also. The citizens of the city of Detroit consume this body and have us help pay it back because they may feel we didn't do our due diligence also.
They can sue you, I go no.
Excuse me, Madam Excuse me, Madam Councilman Watson. I'm tired of you interrupting me. You interrupted me on bamboozled and you interrupted me now. Everybody knows how you stood. And you don't have to keep interrupting me because I'm not disrespectful to you like that.
Colleagues,
So stop.
President Pro Tem does have...
Could you answer my question, please?
Yes, I can. You're doing your due diligence presently, and we all know that murder is against the law. Yeah, no, this is based on several... All due respect, President Pro Tem, I have...
I just want to say, I said based upon his experience.
Well, you just jumped on another council member about interrupting, and now
You
you're doing
attacked me, and I didn't attack you.
I have the floor.
We know you do, but I said based upon his years.
I have the floor, President Pro Tem. I don't want to hear you anymore.
And you don't have to hear me.
I don't want to hear you anymore. President Pro Tem, I don't want to hear you anymore.
And you don't have to hear me. We don't have to hear you.
Then be quiet because I'm speaking and I'm asking
you
a
do that at
question.
home, not here.
And not your father, but I am the president, and right now I have the floor.
Because I'm tired of that. Be respectful. You may not do that at home, but you're gonna do it up in here. 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 You're gonna do it up in here.
You're gonna do it up in here. You're gonna do it up in here. You're gonna do it up in here. You're gonna do it up in here. You're gonna do it up in here. You're gonna do it up in
Stop
here.
interrupting.
You grow up. Control your house, and you know how to treat other women better. I'm the first one to talk to. Shrek, the first one to talk. Don't disrespect me.
Order of the day.
I will call this to adjourn if you don't.
Do it, baby. Do it. Do it.
We're gonna take a brief recess. Let's do adjourn if you don't.
Do it.
Do adjourn if you don't.
Do it.
Do adjourn if you don't.
Do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it.
Move to adjourn.
Do it.
We're gonna take a brief recess. We're gonna take a brief recess.
Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
It's
Cause
done.
y'all y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it. Cause y'all not gonna disrespect me up here. Do it.
Hello, I'm Chandler Duff of the Detroit News, and this is your Detroit. Hello, I'm Charlie Duff of the Detroit News, and this is your Detroit. Monica Conyers, the colorful Detroit City Councilwoman, has drawn heat in recent weeks for what some call outrageous behavior. She has threatened to shoot a witness, threatened to have another beaten up by her brothers, and called the Baldwin City Council President Shrek.
Grow up. Control your house and you know how to treat other women better. I'm the first one to talk to you, Shrek.
The embattled councilwoman sat down with the Detroit News for this exclusive interview. Max, let's roll the tape. You're a school teacher. Doesn't name-calling fights like that make the city look like it's being run by school children?
Well, probably to some, but I've seen worse. All I said was Shrek. I never said Shrek was bad or good. I just said Shrek. It was kind of like being bullied. Do you know that when I was in elementary school, I was bullied a lot? I was about as big as this, with real long hair, and I was always being bullied by girls. Since I've been married to my husband, I've been bullied by women who thought they were going to marry my husband. And so I'm just at a point, I'm just not going to take bullying anymore. I'm just not.
As a council member, you have, apparently, threatened someone in a hearing.
In the pension board.
With a gun.
Well, that I did not threaten them with a gun.
Okay, you threatened to have someone beat up.
No, I did not.
Okay, you've been in a bar fight.
I was defending myself. And I was not a council member then. I was a private citizen.
Are you concerned maybe some voters might consider you a
Some
nut?
people? No. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. Everything before now has been just about my temper. That people allegedly that I have a temper.
If you were a nut, what kind of nut would you be? Pecan?
I don't know because I'm not a nut. So
Walnut? If you were.
I'm not a nut eater, so I can't say.
I'd be peanut.
Why would you be a peanut?
I like peanuts. Nobody doesn't like a peanut.
Okay. If you say so. This is different and neat.
Are you, in fact, ma'am, in the mayor's hip pocket?
No, I think the bigger issue with that is that I called for hearings because the charter says you have to have hearings. So in this particular instance, you've already voted to get rid of him, and now you're gonna have hearings later, and then now you're gonna say, I got a reason now I could get rid of you. Well, you already predetermined that. So how is this fair? This isn't fair.
So you're not in his hip pocket?
No. If I was in his hip pocket, would me and his appointee have gotten into it?
What cartoon character do you think the mayor looks like? Did you apologize? Yes or no? Did you
Wow, apologize
yeah,
for
just,
what?
It's just a question.
Apologize for what?
Calling him a name.
But see, this is what I believe.
Well, first of all, we gotta get it.
No.
You didn't apologize. You're not gonna apologize.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because it's not your fault he has ears low on his head.
No, that's between his parents.
Detroit News or Detroit Free Press?
4.
Your source for news.
Which one do you work for?
There's only one.
Detroit News?
That's right.
My source.
Good answer. Give me a 15-second pitch. 15 seconds. Pitch, come live in Detroit. And action.
Come live in Detroit. Detroit is a wonderful place. You'll find good schools, you'll find lots of beautiful water, nice landscaping. Good school.
Action.
Come live in Detroit.
Action.
Come live in Detroit. Detroit is. Come live in Detroit. Detroit is. Come live in Detroit. Come live in Detroit. Come live in Detroit. Come live in Detroit. Come live.
Action.
Come live in Detroit. Detroit is a wonderful place. You'll Detroit. Detroit is a wonderful Detroit. Detroit is a Detroit. Detroit is a Detroit. Good schools, you'll find lots of beautiful water, beautiful water, nice land, beautiful water, nice landscaping. Our neighborhoods are thriving and coming back alive, and Detroit is up on the move. Detroit is up on Detroit, why? And Detroit is up on the move. Come, Detroit is up on the move. Come, Detroit is up on the move. Come, Detroit is up on the move. Is up on the move. Is up.
alive, and Detroit is Detroit is up, and Detroit is up on the move. Come look at Detroit for yourself, and Detroit is up on the move. Come, Detroit is up on the move. 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 Detroit is up. Detroit is up on the move. Come look at Detroit for yourself and check out Detroit. Detroit.
That was just off the rip. I had to really think about it, but that's what I feel about it. I love my city.
Would you like to be mayor of it?
I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that at all. Would you like for me to be the mayor?
I got the transcript from the Shrek thing. You want to read it? I'll play you and you play Cockerel.
Okay. Come on.
Now, who do you want to play, you or me? Or
Me, of
Cockerel?
course.
You want to play yourself? Okay.
No, you play me. I'm gonna play you.
Okay, well, let me hear your voice a little bit. Like, just give me one of the lines so I know how to...
Well, all due respect, President Pro Tem, I have the flow.
No, I just wanted to... I said based upon his experience.
Well, you jumped on another councilwoman about interrupting, and now you're doing it.
I didn't attack
I have the flow.
Well, we know you do. But
I had the floor, President Pro Tem. I don't want to hear you anymore.
You don't have to hear me.
I have the floor.
You.
Then be quiet, because I'm speaking and I'm asking a question.
You know you're not my daddy.
I'm not your
do that
father,
at home, not
but I
in
am
here.
the president, and right now I have the floor.
Exactly. So
Please
treat
stop
me with
interrupting.
respect, because I'm tired of that.
You're the last one
Be
to talk
respectful.
about
You
that.
not do that at home, but you not
Council
do that up in
member.
here.
Shrek.
Well, what? Control your house. You know how to do
I will call
Women's
this
best.
to an adjournment if you won't be silent.
I'm the first one to call you. You already went down. I didn't get my license yet. Okay.
We're gonna take a brief recess.
Do it, babe.
It's done.
Let me get this license. Do it, babe.
We're gonna take a brief
Do it.
recess.
Do it.
It's done.
Because y'all not disrespecting me
You're
up
the one
in
who
here.
jumped in and interrupt me.
No, I did not. I tried to say, I said based upon your years of service. Woo, Lord.
When you see around the globe the maldistribution of wealth, the desperate plight of millions of people in underdeveloped countries, when you see so few haves and so many have-nots, when you see the greed and the concentration of power within, did you ever have a moment of doubt about capitalism and whether greed's a good idea to run on?
Well, first of all, tell me, is there some society you know that doesn't run on greed? You think Russia doesn't run on greed? You think China doesn't run on greed? What is greed? Of course, none of us are greedy. It's only the other fellow who's greedy. The world runs on individuals pursuing their separate interests. The great achievements of civilization have not come from government bureaus. Einstein didn't construct his theory under order from a bureaucrat. Henry Ford didn't revolutionize the automobile industry that way. In the only cases in which the masses have escaped from the kind of grinding poverty you're talking about, the only cases in recorded history are where they have had capitalism and largely free trade. If you want to know where the masses are worst off, it's exactly in the kinds of societies that depart from that. So that the record of history is absolutely crystal clear that there is no alternative way so far discovered of improving the lot of the ordinary people that can hold a candle to the productive activities that are unleashed by a free enterprise system.
But it seems to reward not virtue as much as ability to manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue? You think the communist commissar rewards virtue? You think the communist commissar rewards virtue?
To reward not virtue as much as ability to manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue?
Manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue? You think the 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 communist? You think the communist? You think the communist commissar rewards virtue? You think a Hitler rewards virtue? You think, excuse me, if you'll pardon me, do you think American presidents reward virtue? Do they choose their appointees on the basis of the virtue of the people appointed or on the basis of their political clout? Is it really true that political self-interest is nobler somehow than economic self-interest? You know, I think you're taking a lot of things for granted. And just tell me where in the world you find these angels who are going to organize society for us.
Well,
I don't even trust you to do that.
It's the funny thing.
house music, house music. Not everyone understands. House music. Not everyone understands house music.
Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have citizens of the city. The citizens of the city of Detroit. Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have us help. Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue. Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have us help pay it back because they may feel we didn't do our due diligence also.
They can sue you. I vote no.
Excuse me, Madam Councilman Watson. I'm tired of you interrupting me. You interrupted Councilman Watson. I'm tired of you interrupting me. You interrupted me on. The citizens of the city of Detroit can sue Detroit, 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 can sue this body and have us help pay it back because us help pay it back. This body and have us help this body. Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have us of the city of Detroit can sue this body and have us of the city of Detroit. Citizens of the city of Detroit, city of Detroit can sue the Detroit. Citizens of the city of Detroit can sue this body. 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 Detroit can sue this body.
Jerry Lane teach you to do concerning this recall of... What did Jerry Lane teach you to do concerning this recall of Chevrolet Cobalts in 2010?
They didn't teach me nothing.
Did you reach or satisfy? What did Jerry Lane teach you to do concerning this recall of Chevrolet? What did Jerry Lane teach you to do concerning this recall of Chevrolet Cobalts in 2010?
They didn't teach me nothing.
Did you reach or satisfy the GM specs?
You test drive the car, the power steering system works.
That's what a GM spec is?
It works or it doesn't work.
That's what the GM specs say?
Dude, I don't know what the GM specs say, okay?
All right, so do you know what torque standard you had to meet in order for these bolts to be tightened evenly for the 2007 Chevy Cobalt for Miss Spann's car?
I don't remember what the torque is. I would have referred to the document. It would have told me.
Is it in Exhibit 4 anyway?
Not by this writing.
All right, and do you remember today the specific number as you sit here today?
I don't remember a specific number.
Thank you, sir. It is important though, isn't it? Because it can affect the function of the actual motor, the actual power steering campaign.
Proper torque is important for any item on a car.
That's not what I asked you. What I asked you was in connection with the power steering campaign. Is the torquing of the bolt important for its function? Yes or no?
That question goes beyond my skill level.
Thank you. Was there a standard that you were meeting that was instituted by Jerry Lane, Chevrolet, your employer at the time?
Jerry Lane set no standards to me. It works or it don't work.
Did Jerry Lane provide any information as regarded workmanship and the personal, or should I say professional standards or compliance that you had to meet as an employee of Jerry Lane for installation of this RICO product, sir?
If they did, I don't know what it was.
We do read that first sentence.
Your GM dealer will replace electronic power steering motor.
It didn't say General Motors, right?
Right.
It didn't say the customer at their own cars, correct?
Right.
Who was the dealer in this case?
Jerry Lane.
And who did you work for at that time when Miss Spann's vehicle was repaired?
Jerry Lane. I fucked up, okay?
Last night on the show,